okay, the statue was there, and the inscription says this was dedicated.
Okay, just pass through the group. Don't make noise. Okay, for those, if you find it difficult, you can still hear me and stay there down, okay? Guys, can you see me? I'm here. If it's too difficult for some of you, you can also just as well listen to me from here. And the rest? Idyllic place. Isn't that beautiful here? No surprise. The Greeks that were so aesthetic, they placed a whole area of temples. And imagine how the temples look like. They were also magnificent buildings. And what we see, remember what I told you in, keep walking through that group there. So, what I told you about the niches, when you find a niche, what does it mean? There used to be a statue there. You see there? All of these, so statues have disappeared because that's easy to fall, to be stolen, to be broken. Especially statues for mostly will be damaged by the Muslims. Okay, again, they think that statues are idolatry like we do. So statues have disappeared, but you can see the inscription still there on carved in the rock. The people who donated the statue, can you see there? It's written in Greek here on the left side, there below that niche, you can see. So there are the inscription all over, and I assure you that if we keep removing the rubble there, and the part of the trees there will be more temples. Imagine the whole cliff is lined with series of temples overlooking the spring and the beautiful scenery. That was the place that when you travel on the road, you will tell the people back home, guys, you should visit Caesarea Philippi or Banias. It's an amazing place. And it's true. It's still beautiful today, as you can see, even after all the destruction. So what destroys these temples? Everything. Neglect, abandon, earthquakes. Okay? So what a new discovery, when we'll come down, you'll see a piece of mosaic floor. It's a Byzantine church. We never found a Byzantine church, although we know that the Byzantine built churches everywhere where Jesus was or a miracle happened. So that was, now we have the answer. There's a Byzantine church that was built here at the entrance of the cave. So what is that cave? Originally the water came out of the cave. And for the Greek, every spring coming out of the cave, of course the spring came from the bottom of earth. That means from the underworld. That is called the kingdom of Hades. Okay? So Hades is a god of the underworld. So the gate of Hades is the gate of the kingdom of the underworld. Now the underworld has not only one access, many. All the springs are, and from the bottom of the earth come the water to fertilize the upper world. So you understand why the worship for the water. Without the water, without these gates of Hades, there's no food for us, for our animals, for our fields. So the water is something, a gift from the God that's coming from below. That's how it is. It was seen by the people. By the way, you know, the name for spring in Hebrew is Ain. Ain. And Ain is the name of the letter Ain. And how it is written, that letter? As an I. An I. Why that? Because the spring is the eye of the earth. From the eye, the tears are coming out, So the spring is tears of the earth. You see, everything connects, and that's how the alphabet came into being. First, there were images there of the eye, and becomes Ain. And the word Ain in Hebrew is also not only springs, is also the eye. So the spring is the eye, is the same word. And the eye, from the eye, you have water flowing in, out, same like a spring. So it's good to learn also a little bit of etymology, how the alphabet came into being. So that's what I wanted to tell you. I wanted to add it, I spoke about Hades, or the gate of Hades. Again, Jesus, in my vision, speaks spiritually. That means the underworld, that pagan place, will not prevail. That is possible also. He would connect to that big cave. Now, what happened? Why the water is not flowing anymore? From here, easy, you can see, landslide, earthquake. So eventually the water found its way through all these rocks here and is flowing there. But the water is the water table that is fed by Mount Hermon, either by the rain, the snow, and the melting of the snow. Everything here comes and arrives here at the bottom. Want to add? Oh, very good. Here there was a temple, the temple of the dancing goats. I don't want even to imagine how they made this poor animal dance.
I know.
Where? You know?
Yeah,
they burned the floor. Terrible. You see? He knows. So all kind of things were done. Again, the god of the shepherds. So everything connected. And again, the multiplication. That's what they wanted. So their orgies were the part of the things that were happening.
I thought you had a really interesting answer. I was saying something stupid.
Yeah. What was it? No?
I thought you were to tell how the goats dance.
Yeah, I did not want really.
So I gave a stupid answer. I thought you had a profound one.
No, I think that's probably we know the name. Again, that's what we assume it is. Maybe you heard also from another guy. Oh, so it's not flesh and blood who told you that.
Tito, do you know when they came up with the name Gates of Hades?
Yeah, so again, the Gates of Hades means the entrance to the underworld. Mm-hmm. That the world that you don't come back. In a way, death. So in that image, I would imagine Jesus saying, death will not prevail.
Got it.
That's what he means.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yes.
Hades is the kingdom of the world of the dead. You don't return. There's Orpheus and Eurydice. Orpheus is the only one who returns. Remember the story of Orpheus and Eurydice? He looks and will go there and then look around and terrible thing. But technically, you don't return from there. You are dead. So that's a beautiful place again. And let's not forget the horrible thing that happened here when the cult of Pan was in activity. How many people were raped and abused and all kinds of things that were happening here. History of the time fades, we fade the story, and we forget, when we say massacre, we forget the real thing. But from time to time, to be at the spot, you remember these things. It's not only the beauty of the temple, but what was the repercussion of the human beings that was there. Yeah.
I've heard that there were sacrifices here. Human sacrifices?
No.
Okay.
No, there were sacrifices of birds
Animals.
usually,
Yeah.
and they will cut them open and see how the entrails will fall. The way they fell, that was kind. By the way, there's a few altars there. As we come down, you are going to see, if you see like base of column that are square, these are not base of column, these are altars. They are for small altars. You can see there's a couple of them. You see them there? Yeah. Now, that was inside the temple, and then you imagine the blood soaked the stone over the time, and that started to really be a big stench. That was the Roman.
Remarkable.
By the way, we say that the son of Herod rebuilt the place and named it Caesarea Philippi, but Herod the father already had a temple built here, which was found here. That means Herod The father also built a temple dedicated to Augustus. Okay? As I was saying, Herod was Jew with the Jews, and pagan with the pagan. That was Herod. What do you call that? A person like that? What do you call that? He was a